What's going on, guys? It's New York Prepper here. Just wanted to do a quick review of the Scepter 5-gallon water containers. And these are made in Canada, just so you guys know. And the name of the company is Scepter. And this is what they look like here. These are two 5-gallon containers. This one's about half full with water. So there's Scepter, Canada. And these are BPA free. And it says here water 20 liters. And it's a nice solid design. Very heavy duty plastic. You have your nozzle here for pouring water. And then you have an air hose here to remove the bubbles. So you loosen this up right here. You can see the, this is a pretty big hole. You know, I'd say that's probably about 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Nice solid threading, really high quality plastic on this guy. You can see here, really good threading, just really well made overall. You know, very high quality. And you know, what's the reason of having these if you're a prepper? Well, in certain situations, if you're in a SHTF situation, you may need to refill water. So as you saw me in the beginning of the video, you saw me walking into the woods, and what I was doing was going to get water from a local stream. There's a lot of streams where I live, and I was going to go and fill up the water with the stream water. And what this container allows me to do is allows me to get water from local water sources like streams, reservoirs, lakes, ponds, puddles. You know, you could even put snow in there and you can melt the snow, but it provides an ability to gather large amounts of water, which is important for SHTF. You know, a lot of guys, they get hooked on the guns and the ammo and the more sexy aspects of prepping, but they forget about the basics, you know, like water. You can't live without water. You know, after 2 or 3 days of you know, no water, you're done. You know, you're gonna be in trouble. So you can also use this if you're on the road and you're bugging out in a vehicle. You know, let's say you're bugging out in a vehicle, and you know, you run out of water. You have a long way to go to get to your bug out location or your retreat location. You know, you may have to refill the amount of water that you have, you know, especially if you have a lot of people in your family. You know, if let's say it's you, your wife, you know, 2 kids, you know, you guys are going to be going through water a lot. So you're going to need to have some ability to gather large amounts of water and refill your water supply. And these Scepter 5-gallon containers are perfect for that, because 5 gallons is a good amount of water. And you can buy, like for me, I have 2 of them, which for me is good enough for bugging out. I have more at home. You know, I have a few more of these. They run about $40 on Amazon. But you can use them to refill your water as needed. And I'll show you guys right now how that works. You know, you can use this to refill. So here I just have my 64-ounce clean canteen, and I'm just going to demonstrate, you know, how it works. Here's my Maxpedition. There's my Maxpedition bottle holder. It's a really nice bottle holder. I've done a review on this guy. So here's my bottle holder, and I'm just going to demonstrate the pouring of the water. You know, like I said, you want to loosen up the air, the air opening here. There's a little small cap here that lets the air come in, so when you're pouring, it doesn't, you know, create a lot of bubbles. You can see it. You know, it's pouring nicely now. And I just refilled my canteen, and you know, close up the cap. It's got a nice solid closure on it. You know, and I'm ready to go. You know, I'm ready to continue on with my mission, whatever that mission is. You know, I'm ready to continue on. And you know, I'm good to go. And this is what the cap looks like inside. It's a nice big opening here. I don't know how big that is. It's probably about, I don't know, looks like it could be 3 or 4 inches diameter. It's got these nice solid threads. It's got a nice solid design, you know, it's really, you know, really thick plastic, as you can see. It's not cheap at all. Very thick. The cap is thick. You know, the handles are nice and solid. You can get a good grasp on it. So definitely recommend this, you know, Scepter 5-gallon water container, you know, for bugging out, for survival. Even if you're doing, you know, road trips or RVing, you know, if you're hunting somewhere and you're away from civilization and you need a way to gather large amounts of water, this will be very helpful, especially also in a post-SHTF environment. You know, if let's say you run out of water inside your house for whatever reason, you know, let's say your well pump doesn't work because the power is out, if you have a well, you know, or let's say you're on municipal water and the municipal water is shut down because the power is out, you need to figure out a way to gather water. And so these 5-gallon containers will help you tremendously with that. You know, like these 2 5-gallon containers here will last me and my fiance 1 week or 2 weeks even. So all I have to do is, if there's, let's say, a long-term power failure or SHTF, I can go and fill these guys up at my local water source, you know, once every week or every 2 weeks, and I'm good to go. One thing you need to keep in mind when you buy these water containers, when you first get them, you want to make sure you wash them out thoroughly with dish soap. And then after you wash them out with dish soap, you want to pour some bleach in there. Typically, the way it works is you want to put 1 teaspoon of bleach and 5 gallons of water. So you want to fill this up all the way. This is a 5-gallon container, so you want to fill it up all the way and then put 1 teaspoon of bleach in there and let it sit for, you know, at least a half an hour. The longer, the better. And what that will do is that will kill any bacteria that were in there during storage, you know, because you don't know where this was stored, how long it was stored. So you want to make sure you clean it out before you use it. So like I said, dish soap first. If there's any like dirt or chemicals in there during storage or transport, you know, dish soap with water, rinse it out good, get all the soap out, then fill it up with water, cool water. It doesn't have to be hot water, just cool or lukewarm water. Fill it up to the top. Put 1 teaspoon of bleach in there and let it sit for at least a half an hour. Ideally longer. You know, if you have nothing else to do, let it sit for 2 hours, 3 hours. The longer you let it sit, the more bacteria the bleach will kill. So you want to make sure you do that, and you know, this way it'll disinfect it on the inside before you start using it. And then obviously when, you know, you pour the bleach water out, and once you pour the bleach water out, you can rinse it out with some regular water first just to clean off the bleach, and you're good to go, and it's ready to be used. And then also, if you do plan on using this during an SHTF situation, or even if it's you know, for outdoor recreation purposes, let's say you're camping, you're RVing, you know, you're using this for recreation purposes, you know, let's say you're off-roading, or you're overland, you're doing overland expeditions, you know, you're away from civilization and you're using this to gather water. Or if it's like I said, a grid down event or SHTF, where the power is out for an extended period and you're using this to gather your water, you want to make sure that you periodically clean these. You know, I would recommend cleaning them with bleach water at least every other time you fill it out, or every other time you fill it up with water, depending on what your water source is like. Now, if let's say you're using this to get water from a natural source like a stream, or a lake, a reservoir, a pond, you want to make sure you purify the water first before you pour it into the container, if possible. If not, if let's say you're just going to dump this right into the river, you're going to put it right in and fill it up from the river or from a lake, you, like I said, put a teaspoon of bleach and let it sit in there, and the bleach will kill any bacteria in there and any viruses. Now, it may not work against parasites, that's the only thing. So you may have to use a filter to get the parasites out. But this is definitely a great way to store water for a SHTF situation and even for outdoor recreation. And another thing that's really good about it is that, you know, you have this big opening here, and this big opening makes it very easy to fill up. If I have to submerge this into like a lake or submerge this into a river or something like that, this big opening here, it will fill up really quickly. You know, I don't have to sit there and, you know, wait 5 minutes for the water to get in. This big opening makes it very easy to fill up. Even if the water is shallow, I can dip this down. I could put snow in here, I can put ice in here, and let it melt, you know, once I bring it inside my house, and then I can treat it with bleach or chlorine dioxide. So, you know, obviously you want to follow any other type of water treatment protocols. If you're gathering water from a natural source, you want to make sure you treat the water. You know, obviously chlorine dioxide, iodine, you know, filtration is another method. I've done a video on water treatment, different ways you can treat water and purify it for bacteria, viruses, and parasites. You know, you just have to remember that chemicals don't work on all parasites, especially iodine. Iodine does not work on parasites. Chlorine dioxide and bleach will have some effectiveness on Giardia and Cryptosporidium, but you have to let it sit for at least 4 hours in order to deactivate the parasite and the spores, the cysts. The cysts. You know, the cysts, the Cryptosporidium cysts and the Giardia cysts have a very thick wall around them, like a shell. And, you know, it has to have enough contact time to destroy that shell and kill the inside of the parasite, the cyst. So follow any normal water treatment procedures when you're using this for SHTF or outdoor recreation. And if you don't know how to do that, you can check out my video on water purification. I'm gonna put a little icon at the end of this video, so you know you should see that pop up soon. So that's pretty much it, guys. This is the Scepter 5-gallon water container from, you know, made in Canada, and has this nice olive drab color. And like I said, guys, you know, water is very important. You know, it's an overlooked item, and make sure you have some way of gathering water, so when the grid goes down, you have a way of bringing water to your family. And this is a great way to do that. You know, you can gather natural water and then purify it with various methods of purification, like I mentioned, chlorine or iodine, bleach, boiling, whatever. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed this review. And take care, God bless, and remember the 3 P's: prepare, practice, and persevere.